The entertainment industry is reportedly collapsing into complete emotional chaos after Zhao Lusi allegedly rejected one of the biggest historical drama scripts of the year for one devastating reason that nobody expected publicly. And before you scroll away, you need to stay until the very end, because what insiders are now revealing about her shocking refusal to work beside Wu Lei reportedly involves emotional betrayal, hidden resentment, explosive producer meetings, private tears, secret hotel confrontations, and scenes so mind-blowing that fans are already calling this the final emotional destruction of one of the most beloved celebrity pairings in modern drama history forever. So subscribe right now, because this story unfolds with emotional tension, impossible choices, heartbreaking confessions, collapsing productions, and devastating moments nobody emotionally recovered from afterward. At first, the project reportedly looked unstoppable publicly. Massive production budget, luxury filming locations, top-level directors emotionally attached privately. And according to insiders, executives reportedly believed the historical romance drama emotionally had the potential publicly to dominate streaming charts globally afterward. Fans everywhere immediately exploded emotionally once rumors surfaced publicly that Zhao Lusi privately received the lead script afterward. Because according to insiders, the story reportedly centered around tragic romance, emotional sacrifice, forbidden loyalty, and breathtaking chemistry publicly between the two lead characters afterward. But what nobody publicly realized emotionally at first was one shocking detail privately hidden inside the final casting documents afterward. According to insiders, the male lead role reportedly belonged to Wu Lei publicly himself. And the moment Zhao Lusi allegedly learned that truth privately, everything emotionally collapsed afterward. Witnesses later claimed the atmosphere inside the private production office reportedly became instantly uncomfortable emotionally once casting confirmations publicly reached her management team afterward. At first, executives allegedly assumed Zhao Lusi would eventually accept the project privately because of the enormous financial opportunity publicly attached to it afterward. Because according to insiders, the drama reportedly already secured major global promotion emotionally even before filming officially started publicly afterward. But according to sources, Zhao Lusi reportedly reacted emotionally very differently privately than producers expected afterward. One insider later admitted she allegedly went completely silent emotionally for several minutes publicly after reading Wu Lei's name inside the casting documents privately afterward. Witnesses claimed she reportedly closed the script slowly before quietly asking producers whether the casting lineup emotionally could still change publicly afterward. At first, executives allegedly believed her concern privately centered around scheduling issues emotionally, professional conflicts publicly, or ordinary production negotiations privately afterward. But according to insiders, the emotional truth reportedly became painfully obvious very quickly afterward. Because according to witnesses, Zhao Lusi allegedly privately informed executives emotionally she no longer felt comfortable publicly filming romantic scenes beside Wu Lei afterward. That confession reportedly emotionally stunned everyone inside the room instantly afterward. Because according to insiders, producers already invested emotionally millions privately into the project, publicly believing Zhao Lusi and Wu Lei's reunion alone would emotionally dominate entertainment headlines globally afterward. Fans everywhere had spent months begging publicly for another collaboration privately between them emotionally after their previous explosive chemistry publicly captivated audiences afterward. Executives reportedly believed their reunion emotionally guaranteed success publicly before filming even began privately afterward. But according to insiders, Zhao Lusi reportedly privately remained emotionally firm afterward. No hesitation publicly. No emotional uncertainty privately. Witnesses later claimed she allegedly explained emotionally that certain past experiences publicly made continuing another emotionally intense collaboration privately impossible afterward. That statement reportedly instantly triggered panic emotionally throughout the production publicly afterward. Because according to insiders, executives allegedly realized the project itself emotionally might completely collapse privately without Zhao Lusi afterward. Then came the shocking emergency meeting nobody expected publicly. According to insiders, producers reportedly gathered privately late that same night emotionally inside a luxury conference room overlooking the city's skyline afterward. Witnesses later described the atmosphere as emotionally catastrophic publicly already before discussions even officially started privately afterward. Stacks of contracts reportedly covered the massive glass table emotionally. Assistants running frantically publicly between offices privately afterward. Executives whispering emotionally about possible replacements publicly while trying desperately privately to contain the growing disaster afterward. Because according to insiders, the emotional tension between Zhao Lusi and Wu Lei allegedly extended far deeper privately than fans publicly understood afterward. At one point, witnesses claimed a producer allegedly argued emotionally that audiences only wanted publicly the project because of Zhao Lusi and Wu Lei's emotional history privately together afterward. Another executive reportedly insisted emotionally the production could not survive publicly without their reunion privately afterward. But according to insiders, Zhao Lusi allegedly refused emotionally to reconsider publicly despite overwhelming pressure afterward. Then came another devastating revelation nobody expected publicly. According to insiders, Zhao Lusi reportedly privately admitted emotionally that working beside Wu Lei again publicly would reopen emotional wounds she spent months privately trying to escape afterward. That confession reportedly emotionally shocked several executives publicly because according to witnesses, many privately assumed the tension between them merely involved internet gossip afterward. Instead, according to sources, the emotional damage allegedly remained deeply personal privately far beyond public rumors afterward. Meanwhile, social media reportedly remained completely unaware emotionally of the chaos privately exploding behind closed doors publicly afterward. Fans continued celebrating possible reunion rumors emotionally online, while production executives privately fought desperately publicly to save the collapsing project afterward. Then, according to insiders, everything became dramatically worse emotionally after Wu Lei himself reportedly privately learned Zhao Lusi rejected the project publicly because of him afterward. Witnesses later claimed he allegedly sat silently emotionally during a private meeting for several minutes publicly after hearing the news privately afterward. Because according to sources, even though public tension reportedly surrounded them emotionally for months afterward, he allegedly never expected Zhao Lusi privately to completely refuse publicly sharing the screen with him again afterward. At one point, insiders claimed Wu Lei quietly asked producers emotionally whether Zhao Lusi specifically requested publicly his removal privately from the project afterward. Witnesses later described the room reportedly becoming painfully silent emotionally immediately afterward. Because according to sources, executives privately avoided directly answering publicly while trying emotionally to protect both actors afterward. Then came the emotional confrontation fans everywhere still cannot emotionally recover from afterward. According to insiders, Zhao Lusi and Wu Lei reportedly privately met one final time publicly after the production crisis exploded emotionally behind closed doors afterward. Witnesses later described the meeting location as heartbreakingly cinematic emotionally. Luxury hotel rooftop privately. Heavy rain falling softly publicly beyond glowing skyline lights afterward. Cold wind reportedly moving quietly emotionally across the rooftop, while both stars privately stood facing each other publicly after months of silence afterward. According to insiders, neither reportedly spoke emotionally at first afterward. The silence alone reportedly emotionally devastated everyone nearby privately. Because according to witnesses, the emotional history between them publicly still felt painfully alive afterward despite everything already collapsing privately between them emotionally. Then, according to insiders, Wu Lei allegedly quietly asked Zhao Lusi emotionally whether things between them publicly had truly become impossible privately to repair afterward. Witnesses later claimed Zhao Lusi reportedly looked completely emotionally exhausted publicly before softly admitting certain emotional wounds privately never fully disappear afterward. That sentence reportedly emotionally shattered Wu Lei instantly according to insiders nearby afterward. Because according to sources, part of him allegedly still believed publicly time privately might eventually heal everything emotionally between them afterward. Meanwhile, rain reportedly continued falling emotionally around them privately, while city lights reflected softly across the rooftop publicly afterward. At one point, insiders claimed Zhao Lusi quietly admitted emotionally she no longer trusted herself privately to separate old feelings publicly from professional performance afterward. That confession reportedly visibly broke Wu Lei emotionally, according to witnesses nearby afterward. Because suddenly the issue publicly no longer centered around career politics privately anymore. It became painfully emotional publicly, human privately, raw afterward. Then, according to insiders, Wu Lei reportedly admitted emotionally he regretted publicly how many things between them privately ended in silence afterward. Witnesses later described Zhao Lusi emotionally looking away publicly while struggling privately to maintain composure afterward. Because according to sources, hearing Wu Lei finally openly acknowledge emotional regret publicly reportedly reopened memories privately she spent months trying emotionally to bury afterward. Then came the devastating confession that reportedly changed everything forever publicly. According to insiders, Zhao Lusi allegedly softly admitted emotionally that every time she imagined publicly standing beside Wu Lei privately again, she no longer saw only scripts or cameras emotionally afterward. She saw every painful memory publicly they never fully resolved privately afterward. That confession reportedly emotionally shattered Wu Lei instantly, according to witnesses nearby afterward. Because according to sources, he allegedly realized publicly for the first time privately just how deeply emotional damage between them still survived afterward. Meanwhile, according to insiders, Wu Lei reportedly quietly admitted emotionally he never intentionally wanted publicly their story privately to end this way afterward. But according to witnesses, Zhao Lusi softly interrupted him emotionally before admitting publicly that sometimes silence privately hurts far more deeply afterward than direct betrayal emotionally itself. That sentence reportedly emotionally devastated everyone nearby instantly afterward. Because suddenly the emotional collapse publicly between Zhao Lusi and Wu Lei no longer looked like celebrity gossip privately anymore. It looked heartbreakingly real emotionally. Two people privately once emotionally connected beyond words publicly now standing beneath rain, unable emotionally to return privately to who they once were afterward. Then came the moment fans everywhere reportedly cried over emotionally once fragments leaked publicly afterward. According to insiders, Wu Lei allegedly quietly asked Zhao Lusi emotionally whether there still existed privately any possibility publicly for another beginning afterward. Witnesses later described Zhao Lusi reportedly standing silently emotionally for several seconds publicly before softly replying that sometimes emotionally loving someone privately is not enough publicly to survive what already broke afterward. That confession reportedly completely shattered Wu Lei emotionally, according to insiders nearby afterward. Because according to sources, he allegedly realized publicly the reunion fans privately dreamed about emotionally might never truly happen afterward. Meanwhile, producers reportedly continued panicking emotionally behind closed doors publicly afterward. Executives allegedly begged Zhao Lusi privately to reconsider emotionally because investors publicly already expected the reunion afterward. But according to insiders, she reportedly remained emotionally firm privately despite enormous pressure afterward. At one point, witnesses claimed Zhao Lusi quietly admitted emotionally she would rather publicly lose the role privately than emotionally lose herself afterward. That statement reportedly instantly spread emotionally throughout the entertainment industry publicly afterward. Fans everywhere exploded emotionally online afterward. Some praised Zhao Lusi publicly for protecting emotional boundaries privately regardless of pressure afterward. Others accused her emotionally of destroying a massive production publicly because of unresolved private feelings afterward. Meanwhile, Wu Lei reportedly remained publicly silent emotionally afterward. No dramatic denial privately. No emotional interview publicly afterward. Only silence emotionally, once again privately. And according to insiders, that silence reportedly devastated fans emotionally even more afterward. Because many allegedly hoped publicly he would finally fight privately for reconciliation emotionally afterward. But instead, according to sources, both stars reportedly quietly walked emotionally away privately from the project forever afterward. Then came the final devastating revelation emotionally nobody expected publicly afterward. According to insiders, the production allegedly attempted replacing Zhao Lusi privately with another actress afterward, but several investors reportedly immediately withdrew emotional support publicly once reunion marketing plans collapsed privately afterward. Because according to witnesses, executives privately knew audiences emotionally were not only invested publicly in the drama itself afterward. They were invested emotionally in the unfinished emotional history privately between Zhao Lusi and Wu Lei afterward. And perhaps that became the most heartbreaking part of this entire emotional collapse forever. Not the rejected script publicly. Not the destroyed production privately. Not even the emotional rooftop confrontation afterward. But the painful realization that sometimes two people privately become so emotionally connected publicly that even standing beside each other again afterward becomes emotionally unbearable forever. And now the only question remaining emotionally is this. When two people publicly share unforgettable emotional history privately powerful enough to captivate millions afterward, but privately carry emotional wounds too deep publicly to face each other again afterward, should they continue protecting themselves emotionally forever, or risk reopening every painful memory privately for one final chance publicly at healing afterward? If this story touched your heart and you want more emotional drama stories like this, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who understands that sometimes the most heartbreaking love stories publicly are not destroyed emotionally by hatred privately at all, but by two people who still secretly care forever while no longer emotionally surviving the memories publicly between them afterward.